Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
This is 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review-Journal.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Kelsey Kendall. We start today with your business news, sponsored by Bank of Nevada, Bank on Accountability. After being economically pummeled by the pandemic, Las Vegas made quite the comeback as tourism rebounded with a burst of lucrative real estate deals. Review-Journal's Jen Ah has the list. Jen?
Well, Kelsey, let's start with the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas. The New York financial conglomerate Blackstone sold the hotel casino for $5.65 billion, nearly $4 billion more than its purchase price in 2014.
Opened basically in the depths of the Great Recession more than a decade ago, lost a lot of money for at least a couple of years. Then Blackstone bought it and has sold it for just for billions more than it paid for it.
Other major deals: Fontainebleu's original developer reacquiring the unfinished project in February, and Las Vegas Sands Corporation selling the Venetian, Palazzo, and the Venetian Expo for $6.25 billion to investment firm Apollo Global Management and Vici Properties. The Review-Journal is owned by the family of Dr. Miriam Adelson, majority shareholder of Las Vegas Sands Corporation, which operates the Venetian, Palazzo, and the Venetian Expo. To read more of the top 10 real estate deals in Las Vegas of 2021, head over to lvrj.com. Kelsey?
Meanwhile, winter weather and the Omicron variant continue to affect Reid International Airport. A spokesperson says another 65 flights were canceled at the Las Vegas airport on Thursday. Las Vegas-based Allegiant Air had the most cancellations at 13. Now to more of your top stories, brought to you by Nevada Hand Silver Sky Assisted Living Community. Learn more at nevadahand.org. The attorney of the Henderson man charged in a fatal hit and run says he never knew he had hit a pedestrian. The police report states Jeffrey Dungo was delivering donuts when his box truck struck and killed a man crossing the road. Police say they have surveillance video showing Dungo had stopped a distance away from the crash scene, got out and examined the truck, then drove away. There was damage to the truck, and Dungo reportedly told a supervisor he thought he hit a large construction cone. And the man accused of killing his dog by repeatedly hanging it from a fence behind a local tavern is sentenced to 12 to 48 months in prison. Carlos Fonseca Jr. was seen on surveillance video from the East Las Vegas business, tossing the dog's leash over the fence and yanking on it. And the late Reid is being remembered for many of his accomplishments, including his efforts to save City Center. The multi-billion-dollar project on the Las Vegas Strip was at risk of failing during the Great Recession until Reid and fellow Nevada Senator John Ensign called bank officials and urged them to consider lending money for the project. MGM Resorts CEO Bill Hornbuckle said in a statement that thanks to Reid, quote, Nevada's economy avoided collapse. Now let's take a look at our local forecast for this New Year's Eve. We're expecting mostly cloudy skies throughout the day with highs in the mid-50s. By this evening, we could start to see the wind pick up a bit, which could be a problem for tonight's fireworks display on the Strip, but officials say it's unlikely the show will be canceled. Lows tonight hitting the 30s, so be sure to dress warm if you plan on going out when the clock hits midnight to ring in 2022. This weekend is cooling off, highs in the 40s, lows dipping down below the freezing point in the 20s. In your lifestyle news, sponsored by Glittering Lights at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. If you're looking at traveling this weekend, the Nevada State Police Highway Patrol shares a reminder that going up to Mount Charleston means being sure you have chains or four-wheel drive. The National Weather Service also warns that winter weather conditions could make travel difficult around Kyle and Lee Canyons. And Governor Steve Sisolak has a message for Nevadans as we close out 2021. He wrote, "This year has been filled with uncertainties, heartache, and lessons learned that we will carry forward in 2022. Sisolak thanked frontline workers for their continued efforts battling the COVID pandemic and said the focus for the new year is investing in Nevadans and local recovery. Now in your health news, the vaccine mandate for Nevada system of higher education workers will remain in effect, meaning workers who haven't complied will be fired. The NSHE Board of Regents made motions in Thursday's special meeting to address the issue. These either deadlocked or failed, keeping the mandate in place. Now, nearly 400 employees face getting fired. However, there is some flexibility for those who get vaccinated this month. This comes after hours of public comment and after the state essentially halted vaccine mandates for students.
Sports, brought to you by Station Casinos, STN Sports. Download the mobile app today and get a bonus of up to $100 when you sign up. The Wisconsin Badgers defeated the Arizona State Sun Devils 20-13, the final score here at Allegiant Stadium, where the Las Vegas Bowl took place for the first time ever. The Badgers notched their 9th win in front of a crowd of 32,515. Running back Braylon Allen took home the MVP honors. Here's what head coach Paul Christ had to say about the team's performance.
Obviously tonight was a good night, and it took a lot of guys to get us that victory, and I think that's really what this season's been. And it's a special team, and because it's made up of a special group of individuals.
Sports betting, sponsored by Las Vegas Paiute Tribal Smoke and Cigar Shop. The college football playoff semifinals will take place today, but the lines are already up at Caesars Sportsbook for all 4 possible national title matchups. Georgia is a 1.5-point favorite over Alabama. Alabama is a 6.5-point favorite over Michigan. Michigan is a 5.5-point favorite over Cincinnati, and Georgia is a 12.5-point favorite over Cincinnati. The Crimson Tide is the plus 110 favorite to win it all. Georgia is plus 140. Michigan is 6-1, and Cincinnati is 15-1.
In your entertainment news, sponsored by DiscoverYourNevada.com, brought to you by Travel Nevada. Katy Perry has debuted her new show at Resorts World. One way to describe it, playful. Review Journal's John Castellamides has more.
Katy Perry has named her show at the theater at Resorts World Play for a reason. It is a big playground for the pop superstar. We have an oversized commode, dancing walkie-talkies, an alarm clock. We have a face cover on stage during the acoustic set, and dozens of mushrooms, a lot of mushrooms. There's no other show like it, and it shows a lot of imagination and a lot of resources too.
Thank you for watching 7 at 7 a.m. I'm Kelsey Kendall. If you have Amazon Fire TV, just search Review Journal to download our channel. And if you're watching 7 at 7 on YouTube, don't forget to give us a like and hit that subscribe button down below. Watch Las Vegas breaking news streaming live on your OTT device. We'll see you back here later today for 7 at 7 p.m. From the Las Vegas Review Journal, Happy New Year!
Review Journal Studio, sponsored by Adam Kuttner. Get the maximum settlement as quickly as possible. This 7 at 7 update, sponsored by Pro Group Management. You're watching 7 at 7 from the Las Vegas Review Journal.